What's up, y'all? It's RJ Green here, and welcome back to RJ's Moments. And you know what time it is? It's coffee communication.
Let me back. For you. They're too hard.
All right. Excuse me. All right. So, I just want to give you a heads up already. I'm a little congested. I went kayaking and now my allergies is just out of control. I do not have the corona, okay? All right, Saints, don't be going spreading telling people that RJ got the corona. I don't. It is definitely my allergies. Yeah. So, I really wanted to talk about my EP. And my EP been out since 2017, and a lot of people always ask me questions about the concept, the meaning, why do I write it, or you know, what's the real meaning behind the project, what's the story. And so I said, you know what, how about the next few coffee communications, I just talk about each song from the project. Is that okay? All right, so I'm definitely gonna talk about the first single, my first single, and the first song actually on my EP, Coffee Shop. So just take a second, sit back, go get your coffee made. We're about to enjoy just the song. I wanted you guys to listen to it. If you haven't already, we're about to listen to it right now and enjoy your coffee while listening to it, vibe out to it, and then we're gonna get right into communicating.
Love me like you do, and no one in this world can hold me like you do. Can hold me like you do. I was lost in this world, but your spirit led me back to you. You, all my sins gone away, all the glory belongs to you. 'Cause there is nothing too big or nothing too hard for you. There is nothing too big or nothing too hard for you. Yeah, la 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 la, la 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 la, la 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 la, la 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 la, la 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 la, la la la. No one in this world can love me like you do, can love me like you do. And no one in this world can hold me like you do, can hold me like you do. I was lost in this world, but your spirit led me back to you. Ooh, all my sins gone away, all the glory belongs to you. 'Cause there is nothing too big or nothing too hard for you. There is nothing too big or nothing too hard for you. There is nothing too big or nothing too hard for you. There is nothing too big or nothing too hard for you. No one in this world can love me like you do, can love me like you do. And no one in this world can hold me like you do, can hold me like you do. I was lost in this world, but your spirit led me back to you. All my sins gone away, all the glory belongs to you. 'Cause there is nothing too big or nothing too hard for you. There is nothing too big or nothing too hard for you. There is nothing too big or nothing too hard for you. There is nothing too big or nothing too hard for you. Take it to the bridge. 'Cause no one in this world can make a searched all over and I could not find no one like you. Ooh, no one in this world can love me like you do. No, no one in this world can hold me like you do. Ooh, no one in this world can love me like you do. Oh, yeah, no one in this world can love me like you do. You do. No, like you do.
All right, so what did you think of the song? Tell me. I'm all ears. Even though I can't hear you, but I'm all ears. You can leave it in the comments or DM me, whatever you want to do. But I definitely want to know, how did that song make you feel? How did it make you feel? Okay? How did it make you feel? It made me feel good. It made me want to get me a cup of coffee and go to a coffee shop, right? Awesome. So I just want to talk to you about the song. So if you watched my previous coffee communication, I already explained how why I love coffee. I worked in a coffee shop. I got a single name coffee shop, and also I got an amazing dog by the name of Coffee. And so coffee has always played a big part in my life. I will never forget, I was really sick. This was right after my junior year of high school. It was during the summer. I started applying for jobs and stuff like that. Let me stop. I didn't apply for jobs. I applied for one job, and that one job was Starbucks. And I don't know why I never been into Starbucks before this day. I never had Starbucks. I used to always just drive past it and just always, I don't know, just love just the look of Starbucks. And for some reason I decided that I wanted to apply there. So I applied and I waited and I called and I called and I called and, you know, went in for it. No, I called and called and called, yeah. And didn't hear anything back. They'll tell me, oh, he'll get back to you. The manager will get back to you. The manager will get back to you. Well, around this time I got really sick. I was in the hospital for about 3 days. Didn't know who I was and where I was. But the last day in the hospital, I remember receiving a call from Starbucks, and it was the manager asking me did I still want the job and would I come in for an interview. And so I said, okay. Got out the hospital, went into my interview, and I killed that interview. I will never forget, he kind of quizzed me. He was just like, you know, I remember one of the questions was basically, give me an item, it can be any item, and sell it to me. So also during this time I was creating bow ties. And so I, you know, of course pitched bow ties, and he was like, man, I want to buy one right now from you. And so I will never forget the feeling of starting that job and getting that call back saying that you got this job. I really wanted that job. I prayed for that job. I believed God for that job, and I got the job. And so I remember going in on my first day. I had walked from my house, and it was hot. It was a hot summer day, and I would never forget, I fainted on the manager that was there, and the first thing that I can think of was, please don't fire me. Please don't fire me. I felt like I was on the floor for about 3 seconds, and I wasn't thinking about my health. I wasn't thinking about anything. I was like, please don't fire me. And to this day, that's always something to go back and think of and laugh about, because I wanted that job. I prayed for that job. I seek God for that job, and he gave it to me, and I didn't want to, you know, lose it because I fainted because I was too hot. But anyways, when I started working there, I started to even love coffee even more, because now I'm responsible for making it, okay? So I got to the place where I was creating my own recipes and doing everything, right? But the one thing that I really learned to enjoy about coffee and the coffee shop was just the environment. Now, I love to just pay close attention to people around me and surroundings that I am around. And so as I looked around the coffee shop, you'll see some people studying. You'll see some people having business meetings. You'll see other people laughing, having a good time. Or you see other people sitting focused, listening to music, writing. You'll see all these things around you. And so when I started to write my music, when I started to create, I wanted my music to kind of reflect that environment, that vibe, like something that you can chill, you can listen to, but also have deep meaning and deep connection and deep thought, right? And so my project that's entitled Where Are You? The message behind it is no matter where you are in life, that God is with you. And so that's in a coffee shop, at home, at wherever you are, God is with you. And so when I started writing this song and working on this song, I wanted it to have that coffee shop vibe, that environment, that feel, that jazziness. And also, I love Erykah Badu. Okay, saints, I do. I love her vibe. And so I wanted it to have that feel, that feeling that will make you feel good, make you feel encouraged, make you feel great. And so that's where I got the idea of coffee shop. The message is really letting you know there is nothing too big or nothing too hard for God. We serve a God that can do all things. I'm telling you, our biggest problems, the problems that look impossible and hard for us to accomplish or to face or to get through, we serve a God that makes all things possible, okay? We're living in a world that He created. He created us. Okay, so those little problems and little issues that you're facing right now is nothing compared to what God can do. He can deliver you. He can heal you. He can get you out of all of those situations. I want you to know that there is nothing that my God can't do, that your God can't do, that our God can't do, okay? Nothing that you're facing right now, nothing that you are experiencing right now, He can do it. And it's all about believing in Him and trusting in Him and trusting in His word, knowing that He can do all things and knowing that you can do all things through Christ, right? That's one of my favorite scriptures because it encouraged me every time that I feel like I can't. I remind myself with that scripture that I can. You can. With God, all things are possible. All things, if you only believe. Right? So I wrote this song to encourage you that no matter where you are, in the hard times that you're facing right now, that there's nothing that you are going through that God can't deliver you out of. There is nothing that you need that God can't supply you with. All it takes for you is to believe with your heart. Believe in God. Believe in what He can do. Believe in Him. That's all that He asks, that you will believe. Don't doubt God, especially in this season. Listen, during this pandemic, a lot of people are facing hard times. A lot of people just are going through, but for some reason, God still allowed you to keep your job. God still allowed income to come in your way. God still allowed you to be able to pay your bills and put food on the table. God has protected you from a virus that is killing people every day. You can't tell me that He's not real. You can't tell me that there's nothing He can't do. So I challenge you today. I challenge you to believe in your heart what He promised you. That business plan, that job, that song, that EP, that project, whatever that God has given you or promised you, He's going to do it. But you got to believe that there is nothing too big or nothing too hard for Him. Oh, you got to believe that. So I listen to that song every time I get down. I listen to it. That song still encouraged me. I wrote the song and it encouraged me because there are times in my life where I feel like, man, how is this going to happen? I was just telling my friend the other day, I said, I'm the type of person that don't like surprises. I hate them. I gotta know how it's gonna happen. I gotta know what's gonna happen. I was sharing with him how my dad, he was the type that watches everything. He knows how many Skittles he got in the bag. He knows exactly how he placed the bag. And if the bag is out of place, he knows that one of us has touched that bag of Skittles. One of us has went in there and touched that bag. And so I will never forget during Christmas time, me and my siblings used to go down there and we'll shake the presents and we'll try to put them in the place where he had them. And he had noticed that we didn't put them in the right place and he'll call us down. And we'll get in trouble because we was touching them presents under the tree. Well, one year I got brave. One year I decided to stick a little hole in it so I could peek and see what it is because I really wanted to know. And so I looked, I saw, it was a guitar. My dad found out and he saw the hole in it. And he said, you know what? Now you're not getting it. We're taking it back to the store. I cried and cried and cried because I really wanted that guitar. Come Christmas Day, I was not expecting that guitar. Guess what? The last present that I opened, that I received, was the guitar. And that's how some of us are in life. We got to know everything. We got to know how it's going to happen, when it's going to happen, who's going to put it in place to make it happen. And while we're trying to figure out how it's going to happen, we're doubting the one that's going to make it happen. Somebody missed that. While we're sitting here trying to figure out how it's going to happen and trying to make ways for it to happen, we're stopping and we're not putting our faith in who is going to make it happen. Remember, there is nothing too big or nothing too hard for God, right? Stop trying to know the answers. Stop trying to figure it out. Allow God to be God. Allow him to surprise you. Allow him to bless you. I'm telling you, your time is coming, but you got to be patient and you got to trust and believe in his word and what he promised and know that there is nothing that he can't do for you as long as you what? Believe. That's all you got to do. Believe. And trust in his word. Woo. Y'all, wow. And so I hope this gives you a different perspective of when you listen to Coffee Shop again. I hope it gives you a deeper and more exciting feeling the next time you hear it. Now knowing the meaning behind the song. Now knowing why it's such a great song. Because it's bringing you hope again. It's bringing peace to those that are concerned and that want to know everything. It's bringing peace to your mind to know that you are not in control. Stop trying to make it happen. Allow God to be God and do what he promised for you. He will place exactly who need to be in your life to make it happen. All it takes is one moment, right? God will make that moment for you. Stop trying to create it. Trust him. And I promise you, it'll come to pass. I love you. Thank you for watching another episode of Coffee Communication. Love y'all.
God sees the best, and he gives you this chance to start all over again. In spite of your mess, yes, God sees the best.